Movie and Music Network, offering underground, pop, and esoteric cinema. Discover more at movieandmusicnetwork.com. Dave and Aaron run a celebrity tabloid show.
Okay, Rob, when you're ready.
Oh, Jesus. Whoa.
They land an interview with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, a fan of the show.
Look at him. If that ain't a real story, what is?
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to North Korea!
But the CIA has other plans for the two in The Interview.
Hi, I'm David, and I'm here with Aaron and Salim, and we're going to talk about the highly controversial The Interview. We've all just seen it. It shouldn't be controversial, but
it is.
But it is.
The movie's not that good, just straight off the bat. It's mildly funny, but it's not trying to do what people think it is. I mean, the one thing that I've been reading in all of the controversy is an article in The Atlantic had a quote that basically said, if you honestly think that somebody is going to be incited to create some sort of social change because they saw The Interview, you're an idiot. And I think that's really all that
You're an idiot.
That's all that needs to be said about it, because this movie is not a satire.
No, it's not. It's like they missed that opportunity.
Yeah, well, it's just a straight comedy. There's nothing, I mean,
Well,
there are things to be
moments.
satirical about, but it's not a satire. So to get in a big kerfuffle about the fact that it needed to be released because it's freedom of expression, I get it, I just don't agree with it. I think the whole thing's been blown out of proportion. People are gonna see it anyway, and it's not even that good of a movie.
Exactly. You get to the end of the movie, you finish watching it before all this craziness happened, and the first thing I think is like, well, this is probably one of their worst in a while. It still means it's pretty good, but it's funny. It's funny, it made me laugh. It gets a little bit bland at times. They take this bromance aesthetic to the furthest that it could possibly go.
Kim Jong-un is now capable of nuking all of the West Coast. The point is, we're talking about nuclear nations at war with each other.
Why are you telling us all this information?
We're telling you this because you two, lucky gentlemen, are going to be in a room alone with him. Congratulations, by the way.
That's right!
The CIA would love it if you two could take him out.
I think that the big kerfuffle going on here is that Kim Jong-un at the end gets killed in a really bad way.
Yeah.
And that's probably... What do you mean by Aaron? What do you mean by, so he gets killed?
Well, I mean, in a really bad way, I don't know if I agree with that. Yeah, him getting killed is not the greatest thing to show in a film if you're trying to be politically correct. Yeah,
right.
but it's not like we haven't done this before.
No, but the thing is if you were to actually watch the movie, Kim Jong-un's character is probably one of the more interesting
layered,
way more layered than you would imagine. Actually, he's probably one of my, well, not just because Randall Park is amazing.
Yeah, Randall Park steals the movie.
He steals the movie. I understood the character. I was like, okay, so he's this rich kid who got a kingdom.
Keys to the kingdom.
Keys to the kingdom. He's playing basketball with James Franco character. Because all the basketball hoops are lowered so that he can dunk. So like 7 feet so he can dunk. And it's like, that's who he is. He's this big kid, right? He loves to be inside of his tank listening to Katy Perry. That's the type of person that he is. And it's like, yes.
He's like a mama's boy who listens to Katy Perry. So it's the film isn't portraying him in the most positive light.
But it's not the most negative either. It's not the most maniacally evil. Actually, I feel for him. I'm like, okay, I get it.
This is what James Franco and Seth Rogen do best. And we saw it in This Is the End. We've seen it in a bunch of movies they do. Franco plays the narcissist, Rogen plays the schlemazel, who's the only sane voice, and that's how they play off of each other. This is what they're best at. And that's what the movie really is about, until, of course, Randall Park as Kim Jong-un comes in and steals the movie.
Well, as Salim said, there's a bit of an over-reliance on this whole bromance thing that they got going on. I honestly, the relationship that the two of them have is less interesting than something in Pineapple Express or This Is the End. And I agree with you. I think that this is a funny movie, but it's not their best.
This is like the Lord of the Rings, okay? I'm actually like Frodo Baggins. You're my Sam. My Samwise. I can't do it without you.
Okay.
Come with me to Mordor.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg directed it.
Co-directed it, right.
You'd think that they would be okay with more of that riffing, but maybe that's not what the writer wanted. All I know is that in terms of their direction, I think they have some cool style and camera movements, and they tried things that they didn't try in This Is the End.
Like what?
You know, the way they shot his death scene was kind of, just like lots of interesting stylistic things from action films.
It was a very
and spy
classic
films.
action film shoot.
Yeah, which is cool. I'm excited that they're expanding their directorial horizons.
Yeah, no, them as directors, that's probably what I took from this. Took the most from this because, you know, This Is the End, that was the first time we've seen them direct, and we're like, okay, they can direct a movie and it's good. But they relied on CGI in that movie, and I felt like they weren't the most comfortable with that. This movie has quite a bit of CGI, it has quite a bit of action, and all of it actually felt good. None of it felt... The pacing was good. The pacing was... That part of it, I felt okay with.
They're mature as directors.
Exactly. But it's funny that the comedy, which is their bread and butter, was actually lacking a little bit.
Yeah, the things that I liked the most were the big set pieces, things that reminded me of stuff from Tropic Thunder, kind of.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything in this movie that's going to tell me to have people rush out to see it. Well, now that we don't know how it's going to be released, I'm going to say just relax. It's not that good. Like, people were freaking out about it for a multitude of different reasons that have nothing to do with the quality of the film.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking to the quality of film, it's just not great.
The Interview is a funny movie whose only real misstep is the ending. You'll be able to catch it at some point at home. I'd give it a stream it.
The movie is funny at times, but unfortunately the jokes become a bit bland and redundant, and there really shouldn't be this much fuss about it. Stream it.
The Interview is a disappointment from Rogen and Goldberg. It does still manage to entertain, so watch it on your couch. Stream it. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
To Katy Perry.
To Katy Perry.
But not to North Korea.
What if you hide it in your butt?